Traditionally used in Western herbal medicine to relieve bloating, indigestion and wind, plus digestive enzymes to help your body digest lactose and fat. So if you're fed up with your bloated belly making you feel fat and miserable, try Caruso's Bloaties today. Caruso's Bloaties comes with a money-back guarantee and is available from leading pharmacies and health stores.
Josh is struggling to reach his full potential because poverty blocks his way. He's trying his hardest, but without the right uniform and school essentials, he can't be the best he can be. A little help can make a big difference to a child like Josh. Your sponsorship can provide the essentials and extra learning support to change his future. Please sponsor an Australian child today. Search the Smith family.
Finding your dream home can be a challenge, but organising your finance needn't be. With competitive rates and fast local approvals, Summerland Bank can make it easy. Drop into your local branch or visit summerland.com.au to find out more.
The battle for $500,000 is heating up.
That's how you make an impact.
Tonight, 7:30.
You're going to launch a new range of products from one of the biggest brands in the world.
The race is on for the most outrageous street food stuff.
Go!
And a slice of the sweetest billion-dollar industry.
I can't see a thing.
Oh boy.
Tonight, one man dead and another under police guard in hospital following an alleged altercation at Port Stephens.
The Disability Minister steps in amid revelations a serial sex offender will get NDIS support.
A Navy officer named to lead the Defence Force at a crucial time for the AUKUS Pact.
Millions mesmerised by a total solar eclipse. Now the countdown's on for our turn.
And Latrell Mitchell fronts South's management as another big-name bunny falls victim to their form slump.
This is NBN News with Gavin Morris and Natasha Beyersdorf.
Good evening. A 29-year-old is under police guard in Maitland Hospital tonight following the death of a man at Port Stephens early this morning.
Detectives are investigating if a noise complaint sparked a violent altercation where an axe and a scooter may have been used as weapons.
Strewn across Cambridge Avenue in Raymond Terrace, the remnants of what police say was an overnight fight.
I saw someone with an axe and then came outside to check if everything was okay, and a gentleman on the ground dying.
It's alleged 38-year-old Ashley Morgan was wielding that axe, a 29-year-old man a scooter, in an alleged altercation just after 1:30 this morning. Emergency services were called, paramedics unable to save Mr Morgan, who was found with serious head injuries. Today, forensic police combed the street as Strikeforce Lenihan was formed to investigate the incident. Witnesses say they saw several people arguing out the front of a home around half an hour earlier.
The man that came out of the house, the 29-year-old man, does live nearby, and that perhaps the early indications are that he was objecting to the noise. Again, the strike force will determine the specifics around that particular issue.
Neighbours say they awoke to what sounded like someone kicking down the door to the home at around 1:30 a.m, several of them calling 000. The 29-year-old man has been arrested.
He was taken to Raymond Terrace Police Station and ultimately is currently at Maitland Hospital being treated for some injuries that occurred during the incident.
Officers say both men were known to police and they're now examining how well they knew each other.
Look, they were known to each other, but only casually. They lived nearby.
At this stage, no charges have been laid, and police are urging anyone with information or footage from the area at the time to contact them. Lauren Kemp, NBN News.
Australia's Defence Force has a new boss. Vice Admiral David Johnston will take on the role from July. And he'll have his work cut out for him. The senior naval officer will be guiding our troops through the most volatile time since World War II.
Australia's top military brass featuring a record 3 women with 3-star ranks, with a new chief, an officer and a gentleman. David Johnson left school to serve at 16 and will now take up the $1 million role.
people who are considering a career in defence have a very bright future and a very capable future ahead of them.
After graduating Naval College, he rose to command HMAS Adelaide and Newcastle. He deployed to the Middle East in 2010, helping coordinate Australian forces in Iraq and Afghanistan. A year later, the commander of Border Protection during a surge of asylum boat arrivals. In 2018, he became Vice Chief of the Defence Force.
He has been in the engine room of all the work that we have done over the last 2 years, and this is a moment where we need a safe pair of hands.
It's the first time a Navy man has led our forces in over 2 decades, and a crucial time with a strategic review, major projects in shipbuilding and the AUKUS nuclear submarines, plus China's rise and aggression in the waters of our region.
This will be a time where having somebody from the Navy in the top job will be very worthwhile.
Tonight, an Australian frigate and aircraft are returning from a
competition, particularly between China and the United States, is now an enduring feature.
Prevent ever having a war with China.
All as Japan prepares to become the first Tier 2 AUKUS partner. There is an enormous motivation for them to be with like-minded.
What is not proposed is to expand the membership of AUKUS.
Japan's inclusion as a technology partner paves the way for other allies, Canada, New Zealand, one day even India, to unite around the project, each additional nation further angering Beijing.
Authoritarian powers are doing everything they can to undermine democratic systems. Great power competition is back.
Charles Croucher, NBN News.
6 people have been charged during a police operation targeting drug trafficking on the Gold Coast. Officers seizing a haul of firearms, drugs and cash.
Busting into a suburban home, Operation Victor secretive in full force. It's one of many raids at addresses in Surfers Paradise and Bigara Waters over the weekend, cracking down on drug trafficking. Police arresting 5 men and a woman. Multiple firearms, including one designed to look like an iPhone, seized, along with ammunition, large quantities of drugs, including cocaine and meth, and large amounts of cash. The people charged will have their matters heard in court again in the coming weeks. Yasmin Brunel, NBN News.
Southern Cross University has unveiled its new vision to revitalise its Lismore campus, a master plan focusing on education, research and the broader community to grow the site into the future.
A bold new plan for Southern Cross University, aiming to put the region on the map for tertiary education.
It's about a transformation of the way that we view and indeed live and work in this campus and in its surrounds.
The Lismore Campus Master Plan reimagines the 75-hectare campus to transform it with state-of-the-art research facilities and vibrant public spaces, promoting inclusivity and cultural experiences.
It's a place that draws the community in to a greater extent than ever. It embeds schools, further education at the post-secondary level.
Following on from public consultation in August, new student accommodation, a sports precinct and an outdoor amphitheatre are among the plan's elements, as well as the relocation and expansion of Trinity Catholic College and the Living School on its campus, changing the way the region interacts with the university.
So this should be understood very much as a declaration of our intent to continue to do great things here in Lismore.
Over the next few years, the master plan will be used to attract investment from governments and the private sector to bring SCU's vision to life.
We will experience something unique here, something that I think will be a beacon for other communities and other institutions to reflect on.
Alexandra Rees, NBN News.
The New South Wales government will introduce a bill next month to create a new rice export system. The changes will allow Northern Rivers growers to manage their own exports independently, cutting expenses. The transition will start on September 1 after the 2024 harvest.
Offering jobs to those who need them most, Beacon Laundry will officially open its doors in Bangalore tomorrow. The $12 million social enterprise aims to empower disadvantaged locals sidelined by mainstream employment barriers.
From the outside, it looks like an ordinary commercial laundry, but step inside and it's a lifeline. for those dealt a tough hand like John Hardesty.
I came from a position where I was basically homeless and had nowhere to live.
Beacon Laundry employs people from a range of different backgrounds. A lived experience of mental illness, people experiencing homelessness, experiencing drug and alcohol misuse, all of those sorts of different things.
Run by charity group White Box Enterprises, Beacon Laundry officially opens tomorrow.
We've got 60 employees starting with us tomorrow, and we've also got about 60 people on the waiting list as well, which is really incredible.
Located on Dungeons Lane in Bangalow, it provides high-end laundry services to hospitality businesses.
It's a $12 million project, and that's come from a variety of different sources. It's come from local businesses, it's come from people providing soft loans and philanthropy, and an incredible contribution from the federal government.
Droughts, bushfires and floods have led to high unemployment rates in the northern rivers, hovering around 6%. It's double the New South Wales average, and a stat Beacon Laundry hopes to change.
This is the only laundry in the Shire. At the moment, most of the laundry is going just up to the Queensland border, or it's going down to Coffs Harbour.
But for employee John, it's the chance to rebuild his life. After losing his wife to renal failure, his farm to bushfires, and all his possessions in the 2022 floods.
I was suffering from mental health issues, and since being here I've been able to reconnect with people.
Andrew Dew, NBN News.
Mayor Tom Tate and Experience Gold Coast are teaming up to entice more Indian travellers to the city. It's not just tourists, but the filming of Bollywood blockbusters and Indian Premier League in their sites. The country's tourism sector is worth more than $27 million to the Gold Coast economy.
An unconventional playground is set up these school holidays on the Gold Coast. Resembling more of a scrapyard, kids are encouraged to take risks in a growing adventure playground movement.
Creativity running wild. Kids creating their own treetop challenge using old fences, a water tank and some MacGyver engineering.
I just try to put them together to make something and have fun.
The Adventure Playground at Kids World Gilston encouraging children to get creative.
My favourite part of this adventure playground is playing with my friends.
It's a vacation care program from 5 to 12 years, and the children get to play properly without adults controlling the space or controlling their play cues.
The kids make the rules here, like creating a dedicated smash zone to bring a little bit of order to the otherwise chaos. Show us how it's done.
I just like to build and play and make potions with my friends.
Educators say they see less injuries here than in conventional playgrounds.
They're less likely to fall or trip over because they're noticing the hazards.
Gracie Richter, NBN News.
Very warm across the region today. Temperatures again climbing into the high 20s, 29 at Casino, generally 26s to 28. The wind switching around to the southwest with cooler air on the way.
Next, how a disease scare led to a tragedy at sea with dozens dead after a boat capsizes off Mozambique.
Revelations, the New South Wales Police Commissioner has racked up a $700,000 bill.
And Americans starstruck by a total eclipse.
It's an Olympic year, so okay. France! Great nations taking on the greatest nation on Earth. The green and gold.
Actually, that's 24 bright yellow.
It's gold.
Australia versus the world in Lego Masters starts Sunday at 7 on 9 and 9 now.
Headaches can impact performance. Unleash the speed of liquid with Nurofen Advanced Liquid Capsules for fast headache relief when it matters most. You win the game, we'll do the headache relief fast.
When she has a cold, you just want her to feel herself again. You enjoy the show. We'll do the cold and flu, pain and fever relief for up to 8 hours. Nurofen, leave the pain and fever to us.
At Australia Post.
I really want to go. Okay, I'll think about it. You know, it's never okay for someone to say or no matter what. And if you're not sure, you can always talk to me.
every conversation brings us closer to a world without child sexual abuse. Let's end child sexual abuse, one talk at a time. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra. Feel too ill to go to work? Instant Scripts can send a medical certificate straight to your phone. With Instant Scripts, help is as close as. Australia is falling in love with Instant Scripts. Online healthcare is as easy as.
People Care Health Insurance is with you through it all. Through heavy weights and important dates. Through thick and thin and strength to strength. Through the years and the generations. People Care Health Insurance. We're with you.
It's days like these, rediscovering a new freedom, a new time for friends and fun, finding new creative expressions, living in a luxury home in a luxury world-class resort. The time to look after myself and finding myself again and again. This is my time at Palm Lake Resort.
Myconia might look beautiful, but its impacts are devastating. This highly invasive weed can damage our rainforests. Rouse County Council's biosecurity team needs your help to stop the spread of the purple plague. Don't ignore it. Report it to Rouse today.
Looking to transform or create an amazing outdoor living area? Whether it's a new pergola, awnings, patio, outdoor room, shutters or blinds, make a great space for your place. Visit atlasawnings.com.au.
At least 96 people have drowned off the African nation of Mozambique after a makeshift ferry capsized. Passengers had crowded onto a converted fishing boat to try and flee the mainland, fearing an outbreak of cholera. Officials today confirmed that was misinformation and that false narratives about the disease are common.
6 days on from the Taiwan earthquake, authorities are still searching for two missing Australian Singaporean nationals. This footage shows the couple arriving at the Taroko National Park around half an hour before the quake struck. The park was hit by rock slides. The Aussies are two of five people missing, believed to be in the area. Revelations a serial sex offender will soon be released from jail and given NDIS support have forced the Disability Minister to step in. Wayne Wilmot was involved in the sickening murder of Janine Balding in 1988. He'll be given government-paid assistance to live in the community, something Bill Shorten concedes should never happen.
The abduction, rape and murder of Janine Balding horrified the nation. The 20-year-old Sydney bank clerk was snatched by a gang of street kids outside a suburban train station in 1988, brutally assaulted and then drowned in a dam.
They were telling her they were going to murder her. And how awful could that have been?
To see the evilness that was inflicted upon this poor young girl.
Wayne Wilmot was only 15 when he was convicted of being an accessory to Janine's murder, of her kidnapping and rape.
At the time, he was sentenced to 7 years jail, 3 others in his gang given life for murder.
Once released in 1996, Wilmot attacked 4 other women and was jailed again. When his sentence expired in 2019, he was kept locked up under detention orders.
They are very concerned that he will recommit once he is released. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, I believe.
David Balding was 10 when his sister was murdered. He's horrified to learn Wilmot will soon be released and given significant support funded by the NDIS.
Support through a scheme that should be helping people that really need it and are struggling to get it is pretty appalling.
I would much rather see the money go to young children who are desperately in need of financial assistance.
The New South Wales Supreme Court has been told Wilmot's NDIS package will include 8 hours help a week with daily life, 16 hours a week assisting his economic and community participation, plus access to behaviour and health professionals.
The NDIS was not created to be a dumping ground for the state correctional systems for people they don't know how to cope with in society.
Disability Minister Bill Shorten says he doesn't think it'd be safe for those working with Wilmot, and he's frustrated that states and territories are using the NDIS as an alternative to psychiatric treatment. So you understand, Australians who might be appalled that some of these serial sex pests are on NDIS packages worth more than $1 million a year.
I'm appalled at the notion that people could be released in the community who will endanger other Australians.
The Minister has told 9 News he will ask an expert panel of ex-top cops to review the risk posed by some would-be NDIS participants.
I want their advice before we admit people with serious criminal history anywhere near our NDIS.
If the states are using the NDIS as an alternative to rehabilitation and community protection programs, Bill Shorten hopes the expert panel will find out. Andrew Probyn, NBN News.
New South Wales Police are investigating one of their own tonight after a racist video was posted on social media. Sophie Upcroft joins us now from the Sydney Police Centre in Surrey Hills. Sophie, what can you tell us about the clip?
Tash, it was filmed from the passenger seat of a police vehicle. It shows other police cars ahead in convoy. The camera then flips and reveals a crew of specialised police officers from the Raptor squad in their protective gear on the way to a job. It is against the force's code of conduct to record or post any material during an operation. The video is captioned with a racist slur that uses vile language, which we cannot broadcast, and it is now being investigated. Assistant Commissioner Michael Fitzgerald has told 9 News in a statement that the New South Wales Police Force does not tolerate this kind of conduct and is an organisation in which we strive to respect and value the diversity of all people who make up the community that we serve. Tash, an officer from the Raptor squad, has been taken off the road and put on desk duties while this investigation is carried out.
Sophie, thank you. The New South Wales Premier has ordered an urgent review into severance payments after it was revealed Police Commissioner Karen Webb has spent more than $700,000 to sack 4 media advisors in just 2 years. The latest, Steve Jackson, is expected to be paid more than $20,000 despite his employment being terminated before he'd worked a day in the job.
A shadow of wonder was cast across North America today as a total solar eclipse plunged parts of the continent into darkness.
The rare celestial event sparked festivals, viewing parties, and even mass weddings as millions looked to the sky.
They packed stadiums and ski fields. Phones at the ready. Millions of Americans craned their necks, gazing skyward as millimetre by millimetre, darkness swallowed light. The resort town of Mazatlan on Mexico's Pacific coast felt it first.
Amazingly beautiful, once in a lifetime.
The full force of the moon's shadow then passed across the continent and chased by some across the skies.
Look!
The view's breathtaking. From Mexico to Maine, 32 million people in the path of totality.
Oh my God!
Small towns and big cities, America and the world came to party.
Us eclipse chasers put ourselves in the position where we can get the best chance of seeing it.
4.5 minutes of daytime darkness, something Australians will get to witness next in July 2028.
We are closely watching what is an amazing interstellar phenomenon.
99% of the US experienced at least a partial eclipse.
The universe is incredible. It's like an incredible moment of a natural event.
Today is also a key day for scientists. Here in California, researchers are using the partial eclipse to measure hotspots on the sun.
Radars are tracking.
NASA launched eclipses could affect satellite operations, and Dallas Zoo studied what the darkness did to their animals. Love was in the air. Diamonds sparkled in the sky. And for a few brief moments, life here for us Earthlings seemed perfect. In the United States, Alison Petrowski, NBN News.
No eclipses, but it was a warm day across the region, and now it's coming to a stormy end in the Hunter. The first snow of the season is always special, and early this morning, as expected, it started to fall in the Alpine districts, making for some very pretty pictures around Thredbo. That cold air is now affecting the Central Coast Newcastle region, with cloud showers, storms and hail rolling across the valley. A severe weather warning is current right along the coastal fringe to the Coffs Coast, with gale force winds building. A deep, intense low is going to form, and a massive overnight swell is going to build. Strong, cold southerly winds will hammer coastal communities, with showers affecting areas as far north as the Macquarie coast. A very cold start, coldest of the year so far, with a significant wind chill factor on the way.
Next, creeping closer to 70. New figures show Australians are working longer and retiring more gradually.
King of the streets, an escape lion makes itself a home in an upmarket neighbourhood.
And why Bluey's house has the real estate world barking mad.
Progress is the power to transport you to another place, to create a feeling that transcends words. And once you've experienced it, it leaves you transformed. The Audi RS6 Avant Performance. Excite the senses. We all want financial security. To be able to weather the uncertain times.
Week of rain and thunderstorms.
Which is why for over 70 years, Latrobe Financial has been looking out for you, so you can look out for those you love. Invest in Latrobe Financial's multi-award-winning 12-month term account with income paid monthly.
Timber shutters are not only beautiful, timeless and luxurious, but also energy efficient, recyclable and eco-friendly. TimberTech, creating lifestyle.
At Lismore's Banzai Japanese restaurant, enjoy succulent sushi made to order, light as air tempura, fresh sashimi, banquet menu options, and exquisite service. Open Tuesdays to Saturdays. Book online today for authentic Japanese dining at Banzai.
Now is the time to book your all-inclusive voyage to Antarctica on Scenic Eclipse. For memories that last a lifetime. Book now and save from $4,500 per person.
Home Renovation Centre, Tweed Head South, is where you'll find an extensive selection of stocked items for your bathroom and laundry renovations. Visit the friendly and helpful team at Home Renovation Centre, Tweed Head South.
To make a mattress. The cheap way?
One piece, single-sided, with attached pillow top made out of foam.
Yes, Mr. Harvey, they should be 50% off. The best way.
Two-piece, double-sided, removable pillow top with thousands of microcoils and a 5-year comfort promise.
Sorry, Mr. Harvey, we make them, you don't.
The Bellissimo mattress, made like no other mattress. Making mattresses, nobody makes a better mattress. Nobody.
You're watching NBN News. These are our top local stories. A man is under police guard in Maitland Hospital tonight after a 38-year-old died overnight in Raymond Terrace from serious head injuries. Detectives are investigating if a noise complaint sparked a violent altercation. There's been a major boost to mental health services in Tamworth, with the sod turned today on a new care centre set to open by 2025. Mid-Coast residents are calling for construction to start on a Pacific Highway overpass in Harrington, saying further delays could lead to more crashes in the region.
Regional Youth Support Services Gosford Hub is due to shut down in Gosford this week due to a lack of funding. And a new social enterprise in Bangalore is creating new jobs for disadvantaged locals. Beacon Laundry will employ people living with a mental illness or experiencing homelessness.
A new date has been set for a decision in the Bruce Lerman defamation trial against Network 10 and Lisa Wilkinson. Justice Michael Lee will deliver his judgment on Monday morning. It was due to be handed down last Thursday, but was delayed when a former Channel 7 Spotlight producer gave fresh evidence about Lerman's interview deal. There were reports a deal was close, but the latest round of ceasefire talks between Israel and Hamas have stalled. The setback came as the Israeli Prime Minister declared he's set a date for the invasion of the city of Rafah.
Women and children standing in, digging through what is left of their Khan Yunis home. Where do I sleep? Where do I go? This woman cries. This is the scene right across the city in southern Gaza, where Palestinians are returning after the Israeli troop withdrawal, but the pullback won't be permanent.
This victory requires entry into Rafah and the elimination of the terrorist battalions there. It will happen. There is a date.
A date to invade, despite repeated warnings from world leaders, including the United States.
I have directly put to Prime Minister Netanyahu Australia's concern about a ground invasion of Rafah and the consequences that would be there for the civilian population.
More aid, though, is getting into Gaza.
Yesterday, 304 aid trucks entered Gaza, the highest number of trucks in any single day since the conflict began.
And as cautious optimism spread that ceasefire talks in Egypt were going to garner a result,
We do believe that the Israeli government is ready to make a deal.
that hope now gone. Hamas rejecting the latest proposal, putting the Middle East conflict at another crossroads. Jessica Millward, NBN News.
After months of mixed messages, Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump has given a concrete statement about abortion rights in the United States.
My view is now that we have abortion where everybody wanted it from a legal standpoint, the states will determine by vote or legislation or perhaps both, and whatever they decide must be the law of the land, in this case, the law of the state.
He refused to endorse a national ban on terminations, preferring it be left to individual states to decide.
The Vatican has released a new doctrine that labels sex reassignment surgery and surrogacy as threats to human dignity. The 20-page declaration rejects the idea that gender can be self-determined and claims surrogacy harms both carrier and child. LGBT advocacy groups have slammed the document. Equality Australia saying it is, quote, harmful and takes us back to the dark ages.
His pop country hits have topped the charts, but Morgan Wallen has had a fall from grace, arrested for throwing a chair off the roof of a bar in Nashville. Police have charged the singer with 3 felony counts of reckless endangerment and disorderly conduct. It was an expensive night out for the 30-year-old. He was released on $22,000 bail.
French and British troops have swapped places and palaces for a very special changing of the guard in London. It marked the 120th anniversary of the Entente Cordiale, a series of agreements that strengthened Anglo-French relations. It's the first time a non-Commonwealth country's military has participated in the ceremony at Buckingham Palace.
An escaped animal has caused a stir in a suburban neighbourhood of Baghdad. A lion on the loose, perched on a wall in the Iraqi capital after breaking free of its enclosure. Authorities were alerted to the issue by videos circulating on social media. They stepped in, anaesthetised the lion and took it home. Well, Australians are working longer and retiring more gradually, easing the pressure on the aged pension. Experts say if the trend continues, many of us will end up working into our 70s.
Jeff Rolls worked for decades as a scientist, but when he retired, he decided to try his hand at something a bit more artistic.
It was something that I always wanted to do, but never got the chance of doing it.
Also in his weekly painting class is Heather Thompson. She retired from the Defence Force last year at 58 and says she's adjusting well.
Not a problem at all.
Retirees come to this community centre in Melbourne for a range of classes through the week, but a shift is underway. The retirement age is creeping higher.
The current age we're seeing this year is the highest since the early 70s, so almost 50 years.
The average age of retirement now sits at 66 years and 2 months for men and 64 years and 10 months for women. Going furthest are Melbourne men working to nearly 67. As for women, in Perth, they're working to 65 and a half. And researchers say the trend is helping the economy.
The longer we have people working, it's a positive for them. They have a little extra money, but also it reduces the burden on the pension system and it brings more taxation revenue in.
The retirement age is expected to keep on rising. In another 20 years, it will be close to 70. But the researchers say there'll be a mix, part-time work and part-time enjoyment.
It's not like, the old days where you'd hit 65 and here's your gold watch and see you later. It's much more of a nuanced transition because people are really looking for that social interaction that they get from work.
Once they do retire, though, there's still plenty to do.
Just get to meet people and you learn some new skills.
Chris Kohler, NBN News.
An unwanted milestone has been reached with economic data showing Australia remains gripped by pessimism. More from Chris Kohler.
The research tracks consumer sentiment, so basically the mood of Australians, and it's still very bad. Big falls in consumer sentiment usually reverse themselves within a few months, but these low levels have now been seen for 2 years straight. High inflation and interest rate rises have shown up in this data more than most other places. And until it starts to rise again, people will remain cautious. But on the flip side, the ASX remains within reach of record highs. Plenty of confidence there. The market gained another 0.5% today, with mining companies and Qantas particularly strong. And the Aussie dollar was mixed today, but is touching decade highs against the yen. It's also back above 66 US cents.
Music icon John Farnham has announced he's releasing a memoir titled The Voice Inside. It'll be the 74-year-old's first long-form reflection covering the highs and lows of his career as well as his recent battle with cancer. It'll hit shelves in November.
Much-loved animated TV series Bluey has fans worried after a recent episode hinted the Healer family could be moving on from its iconic Brisbane home. It has prompted speculation the series could be moving overseas.
But look, I can't do this every time.
Adding to the rumours, the 3-bedroom, 4-bathroom address has been listed on Domain, with agents estimating it would fetch around $6 million if it was to be sold in the real world. Love it.
There you go, solid.
Absolutely. Sophie Scanlon joins us now for sport.
Soph, there was a crucial meeting at Souths today.
After being suspended for 3 matches, Latrell Mitchell was called in front of club management. Tonight we hear about his apology to teammates as another big name falls victim to the Rabbitohs crisis. And the Knights' Greg Marju a chance to return from injury on Thursday.
I love a sunburned country. A land of sweeping plains. Of ragged mountain ranges. Of drought and flooding rains. When the lucky country isn't so lucky.
Lucky you're with Amy.
You can have what you crave at the Crave Club. Fiber 190 calorie. Have what you crave.
We are living in synthetic times. We can do anything, wear anything, but it's not real. Real is a natural way of living. Real fibers for real performance in the real world.
Welcome to a global showdown. USA, Germany, Denmark, and it's an Olympic year, so okay. France,
Sunday at 7 on 9 and I Now. Hybrid engine, intelligent four-wheel drive, and 7 spacious seats. The all-new Tank 500 Hybrid. Out there awaits. It's days like these. Rediscovering a new freedom. Living in a luxury home in a luxury world-class resort. This is my time at Palm Lake Resort.
Realestate.com.au is Australia's home of homes, with more properties for sale than anywhere else. And expert mortgage brokers who can help you find the right home loan to get the deal done. Realestate.com.au. Mom, Helen stole my slingshot.
Well, he smells like a Spartan.
Hey, look, soup. Now, no more bickering or you won't be going to the marathon.
Good then. Great now. Heinz.
Hi, I'm Pete, golf professional and owner of Pete's Golf Warehouse. Custom fitted clubs in store. Have your grips fitted while you wait. The complete golf store with old-fashioned service. Pete's Golf Warehouse, Tweedhead South, directly behind Harvey Norman.
Take out a home loan or refinance with Summerland Bank and you could get $2,000 cash back. This offer is for a limited time, so be quick. T's and C's apply. Check out summerland.com.au or call 1300 728 728.
Teammates insist Latrell Mitchell hasn't lost his love of rugby league as the suspended superstar fronted club management today. Players also backing embattled coach Jason Demetrio, whose job is hanging by a thread.
The meetings are ramping up at Souths, and Warwick Wright, Latrell Mitchell's agent, arrived at Souths headquarters this afternoon to accompany Mitchell in a heart-to-heart with Rabbits boss Blake Solly. Mitchell will be absent for 3 games, a star fullback addressing his teammates.
No, I know you're not going to tell us what he said to you as a team, but was he apologetic in any way?
Yeah, he's definitely apologetic of what's happened.
The bigger issue surrounding Latrell was raised by Phil Gould on 100% Footy. He's questioned Mitchell's love for the game.
Honestly, if he woke up tomorrow and decided I'm not going to play rugby league tomorrow and went away to his farm and did all that, I would not be surprised. Would anyone be surprised if he left the game tomorrow?
One of Latrell's best mates is confident Mitchell still has a passion for rugby league.
You know him well. Does Latrell want to play the game?
Of course he wants to play the game. And I said the other week when people started asking about Latrell, I'm not here to talk about Latrell. You just want to talk about him, you ask him, right? So,
you feel like he is in love with the game still?
Yeah, he is. He's had his best pre-season just not long ago.
Mitchell won't be on hand to help save coach Jason Demetrio. The players know they've got a role in bringing him back from the brink.
The responsibility the senior players have right now for the coach's future, how do you feel about that?
Well, we all got his back. No one likes winning. No one likes losing, sorry. No one likes losing, and yeah, we're just in one of them patches, mate. We're looking forward, and it's all about this next job.
How hard is it at this sort of time?
It's football. Stuff happens. We can't dwell on the past.
And Damien Cook, once the state's best hooker, was named as 18th man for the Desperate Bunnies. Danny Weidler, NBN News.
The Sharks could be coach killers come Saturday night if they inflict another devastating loss on the Rabbitohs. But Cronulla players are wary of a backlash from a club under siege.
The Sharks can smell blood in the water and know the Bunnies will do anything to survive.
If I was in that position, I would be, so I would be expecting nothing less, and got some great stars in their sides.
Cronulla has tried to ignore the outside noise, but are well aware of what it can do to a team at the centre of it.
Everyone understands it's going to be an intense game, but we don't really talk about it as a group, anything off-field. We more look at South from a tactical standpoint.
Will Kennedy is looking forward to a new-look battle of the fullbacks. Instead of facing off with Latrell, he has a new-look challenge in Jai Gray.
We've heard he's a nippy player and he's fast and quick, and we're looking forward to the competition.
In some welcome news, Toby Rudolph has made a speedy recovery from an ankle injury sustained in round 3 and could be a surprise late inclusion.
Yeah, he's fired up. He loves playing footy. I think he's not made to sit at home in his room, so get him out there on the field, I reckon.
While at the Eels, Micah Sevo has been dumped as part of a major reshuffle for their clash with the Cowboys. Dylan Brown will partner Dejan Arce in the halves. Rookie Blaze Tulungi returns to the centres, with Bailey Simonson shifting to the wing to replace Sevo. Danica Mason, NBN News. The Knights' Adam O'Brien has named an unchanged squad to face the Roosters on Thursday night. It seems third time's the charm, with halves pairing Jack Cogger and Jackson Hastings keeping their positions in the starting 17. Greg Marju has been named on the extended bench following wrist surgery after round 2. Chris Waller-trained Via Sistina remains the short price favourite for the $5 million Queen Elizabeth Stakes at Randwick on Saturday. The race is one of 4 Group 1s on day 2 of the championships, which include the $2 million Sydney Cup. Several of Saturday's contenders had their final hit out this morning at track work with the Stars. After the break, the Aussie golfers dream to win the Masters as an amateur, plus Tyson Pedro in Paul Gallen's sights.
Oh, hello, Glow. Rimmel's new Better Than Filters with skin-priming biopeptides and glow-boosting vitamin C. Hello, best skin ever in just 4 weeks. From Rimmel, live the London look.
There's a safety recall on solar system batteries branded LG, LG Chem, and some Solex products. Affected batteries may overheat and catch fire. Even if you have checked before, please check again.
Righto, Tim, chop chop. Still plenty more to see. Still more? In store? Still more.
Charge through autumn with your choice of homeowner battery tool bundles.
Get a free 36-volt battery. Save $269.
Yes, Tim. Or purchase a Pro battery tool bundle
And get 2 free Pro batteries.
in store, on the spot.
Save $658.
And there's
Still more, yeah?
exactly, Tim. Charge through autumn. Still only from Steel Dealers.
Don't let muscle pain hold you back. Voltaren Gel relieves pain to get you moving sooner. It's not just movement, it's making their eyes light up. Voltaren, the joy of movement.
Doc, I'm worried my teeth are getting weaker.
Don't worry. Like bones, your teeth lose density over time, but with Oral-B's new enamel densified toothpaste, it rebuilds enamel density to extend the life of teeth. Trust Oral-B for strong teeth for life.
We all seek different in our own ways, because different reflects who you are, who you want to be, and nowhere lets you be who you are and find what you seek, like the Northern Territory. You see, the Northern Territory isn't trying to be different, it just is. So if you seek different, this is the holiday for you. The Northern Territory, different in every sense.
Dad, have you seen the bulkies? Nope.
Should have gone to Specsavers. Book an eye test today.
Sapphire Smiles Dental Care. Visit our clinic and friendly, experienced team, ready to take care of you and the family. Priding ourselves on expert dental advice and treatments. Next to Chemist Warehouse, Canelabar. Sapphire Smiles Dental Care.
People Care Health Insurance is with you through it all. Through heavy weights and important dates. Through thick and thin and strength to strength. Through the years and the generations. People Care Health Insurance. We're with you.
Ballina Golf and Sports Club. Your journey starts here. This report brought to you by Ballina Golf and Sports Club.
Aussie Jasper Stubbs wants to make history at the Masters this week by winning the tournament as an amateur. Stubbs is one of 6 Aussies in the field, including Adam Scott and Cameron Smith.
It's that time, and Augusta is ready to shine. This is the first Masters outing for Jasper Stubbs.
I'm not here to make up the numbers.
The 22-year-old's dream is to turn pro. His backup plan, to keep working for his dad's skip-bin company in Melbourne. This week, he's playing where Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods have been champions.
Growing up in Melbourne on the sandbar, we've got fast greens everywhere you look, so I think, the fast slopey greens my putting's going to hold up on here.
Phil Mickelson and Sergio Garcia played here before they turned pro, but an amateur has never won.
Dad's been telling me everyone in the field this week's got a chance to win, so I'm keeping that in the back of my mind at all times.
Dad Peter, Mum Fiona and brother Fletcher have all travelled to cheer on their boy.
Spoke to some lovely people on course, and that made me a bit emotional because, they were saying to us, you must be so proud, you must be so proud.
Today, his playing partner, fellow Australian Cameron Davis.
There's no easy shot into the third green, and he's trying to ask me questions about that. I'm like, honestly, I don't know.
In just over 48 hours, it will be showtime here at Augusta National, and these Australians will be in the mix, part of a field vying for the green jacket come Sunday. World number 1, Scotty Scheffler, marches into the tournament as clear favourite, where even for the players, the stage set is picture perfect. At the Masters, Jonathan Kersley, NBN News.
Chris Terzievsky ended Paul Gallen's boxing career, and now he's looking to ensure Tyson Pedros hits an immediate roadblock. The UFC fighter switching sports after his 5th loss in the cage.
I'm the underdog, so there's no pressure on me. It's a lose-lose for him. If he loses to an MMA fighter, it doesn't look good on the record.
You can catch the bout at Hordern Pavilion on Stan pay-per-view on June 12. After a whirlwind week, it's back to reality for Suns debutants Sam Closey and Will Graham. The Academy alumni determined to solidify their positions in the club's top 22 for Gold Coast's clash with Hawthorn at home on Saturday and beyond.
Coming off a week he'll never forget, a hangover of sorts for Will Graham.
I'm just glad it's over, to be honest. Like, the lead up to it, getting to find out on the Wednesday, I was a little bit nervous going into it.
It didn't show. Great tackle. The Palm Beach product bulking up in his first AFL pre-season, the 18-year-old earning a top flight and midfield call-up much earlier than expected.
I was a bit surprised. I thought I was going to maybe a little bit longer down the track, but I'm glad to get in this early.
As with Sam Closey.
Obviously, I've dreamed of it ever since I was a little boy to run out there and play a first game, so I'm still floating a little bit.
The wingman seemingly had wings. Having the most possessions of any Suns debutant in club history, but even more special, kicking a snag. Pass Closey for a first AFL goal! And it's a nice one too! The new giant task for Closey, Graham plus fellow first gamer and Academy product, Ethan Reid, is staying in the team. Their next chance for selection against the Hawks at home this weekend.
Oh, it meant the world to me. For all my friends and family to get down, everyone from Palmy, even school. I heard that there might be a little section open for the crew, so let's hope that happens and hope we fly.
Not just now, but into the future.
I don't want to come in for 2 weeks and go back. I've got a taste now and I don't ever want to let it go.
Matthew Sibicus, NBN News.
Broken Heads' Leani Zoric has taken out the top spot in the under-14s wave and barrel category of the Australian Junior Online Surf Championships. Competitors as young as 6 submitted their best waves, with division winners earning points towards the Surfing Australia Junior Series. The competition ran from January to March. For the first time, the Bull Throttle event is headed to Lismore. The action-packed night will see dozens of the country's top bull riders go in the ring.
It's a competition in a league of its own. The Bull Throttle Extravaganza, promising plenty of action across the open, novice and junior categories.
So on the night they will get a bull score, depending on if they ride that 8 seconds.
The invitational event drawing in top-tier riders from across the country for 40 matchups.
We have some of our top bull riders even coming from, so James Bennett's coming from Victoria.
It brings out the best in everyone, and you're only as good as your competition.
Co-organiser and Tatham local Jackson Felton will himself go in the ring. The long-time rider competing in the Wyoming College National Finals a decade ago, now taking on the open bull ride.
It's been some time. We've had a fair few years off, but since we started putting these shows on, Seemed like too much fun to let everyone else have it.
Organisers are hopeful of attracting a crowd of 3,000, with a freestyle motocross show aiming to bring something for everyone.
So you'll see all the different tricks and flips and thrills and spills from the FMX guys. They are awesome.
Locals involved with the event say it could be a much-needed boost to the town.
If people are coming to see the event, there's going to be more money spent in our local economy. So this is what we need to happen.
Gates open at 4:30 p.m. at Lismore Showground on Saturday, with the action to get underway from 6:30. Alexandra Rees, NBN News.
Oh my goodness, action-packed.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Soph.
All right, thank you so much, Soph. Well, we've got some cold air on the way. Things are certainly going to chill down overnight. All of your local weather details headed your way straight after the break.
We are living in synthetic times. We can do anything, be anything, wear anything, but it's not real. Real is a natural way of living, with real connections, real experiences out here, where nature has given us real fibers to make clothing perfected to perform outdoors. Real fibers for real performance in the real world.
Samsung 2024 TV range out now at Harvey Norman. Get up to 15% of the TV value back in gift cards when you buy with any Samsung soundbar. Shop the latest 65-inch frame QLED TV with up to 15% of the TV value back in gift cards when you buy with any Samsung soundbar. Experience the new Samsung OLED TV with up to 15% back in gift cards when you buy with any Samsung soundbar. The new Samsung TV range now at Harvey Norman.
Go!
The little girl no school wants.
She feels so let down.
Mackenzie's mum says the system's failing her daughter.
And they're failing hundreds of other families.
Plus, MAF's bombshell. Which former groom was a jailbird and drug runner? His tell-all. A current affair tonight. A kind flavour that now comes in 3 sizes.
Finding your dream home can be a challenge, but organising your finance needn't be. With competitive rates and fast local approvals, Summerland Bank can make it easy. Drop into your local branch or visit summerland.com.au to find out more.
Hi, I'm Pete, golf professional and owner of Pete's Golf Warehouse. Custom fitted clubs in store. Have your grips fitted while you wait. The complete golf store with old-fashioned service. Pete's Golf Warehouse, Tweedhead South, directly behind Harvey Norman.
Kingscliff Nursery. Over 5 acres of trees, native shrubs and exotic plants. Huge range of fruit trees, indoor and outdoor plants, pots, planters and much more. Buy direct, save heaps. Remember to say hi to Sally at Kingscliff Nursery, Coogin Road, Coogin.
With a smart new digital process and expert local support when you need it, we've made refinancing your home loan not hard. And with $3,000 cash back when you refinance online, that's not bad. Newcastle Permanent, here for good.
It's time for a new era of over 50s living, with low-maintenance homes and a new clubhouse opening in early 2024. Live a luxurious life at Time Lifestyle Resort, Evans Head.
Chris Stapleton's All-American Roadshow goes down under. Coming to Australia in 2025. With Marcus King. Tickets and tour info at livenation.com.au.
The coldest front of the year so far is making its way along the New South Wales coast, and we're going to notice it in the morning, that's for sure. Let's take a look at this fabulous shot. Heath gets up early for this. He walks over to an isolated location called the Fingal Spit here for these incredible colours and the islands and the headlands looking north along the Port Stephens coast. Certainly worth it. Past 24 hours, not much wet weather around the nation, but we had our first snow, as we saw earlier in the news, make its way over the Alpine District. Storms embedded in that, and that's a the fine line of cold air. We did see some of this high-level cloud there just clip in over northeastern New South Wales, but look at this low. We haven't had one of these for a long time. This is going to generate a monster swell, huge swell to hit the coast. Very powerful winds up to the Coffs Coast. Feeling it though our way. The colder southwesterly winds driving in. It's an autumn wind for us on the way, and then that big swell will be hitting us. Around the nation, a little bit milder, settling throughout the southeast. They copped most of it throughout today. Sydney copping it this afternoon and tonight. Very windy overnight with a huge season swell on the way. Ahead of it for Brisbane, all fine, but noticeably cooler overnight. The sunshine helping to warm the day. Mid-20s, beautiful for the Alice throughout the top end and in the west where the warmth rolls on. We had our fair share of it today. We also had a 29 at Casino. High 20s right across the region. Seeing some of that cold air roll over the East Australian current and offshore storms there flaring up. Look at the thermoscale. We haven't seen that for a long time. The cold southwesterly winds and drier as well. The autumn winds finally arriving. So for us, that means generally fine. A couple of showers potentially triggered overnight as the cold air pushes through. But these are the autumn winds. That is colder and drier southwesterlies. Chilly morning. And because there is quite a breeze with it, wind chill factor is going to make it feel like a single-digit start inland. So be prepared for that. But we've got the sunshine for most of the day, therefore still warming up to about the mid-20s, and you can see a little bit warmer there, Mooloolaba, Tweed, and of course across the border into the Gold Coast. But it's got a different feel to it. That's going to be the big change for us. Look at the new swell on its way. It'll be pulsing up the coast during tomorrow. You'll literally see the sets get bigger and bigger. A lot of it buzzing by offshore. The further north you are, the further south you are, the bigger it's going to be getting earlier in the day. And just beware, gale force winds. You don't want to be offshore with this one buzzing by. Sun up, 6 o'clock, down 5:35. Tomorrow there's a high tide at 9:15. And, of course, you've got that whole swell thing. That's all going to switcheroo and change around dramatically tomorrow. An autumn's day on the way, then a little bit of cloud and the occasional shower. Just ramping up in frequency as we move to the weekend, right across the Tweed, Byron Coast, around Ballina. Same situation. Some showers there pushing through. Cooler days, cooler mornings. We're really going to notice that. Not just on the coast, but inland as well. Look at these temperature drops. Look at Thursday morning, 10 degrees for Lismore. So I pulled the heater out. The heaters, I'll admit, today, getting ready for it, and some showers also for Grafton from Friday onwards. So the surf is going to change dramatically throughout tomorrow. I hope you got your fix. It did fade out quickly today, but a completely different story with this monster southerly swell running up the coast, getting bigger and bigger, and as we saw, the further south you are, the earlier it will arrive. So take care. You don't want to be offshore boating with this system pushing through. Ooh, good sleeping weather tomorrow.
Sounds good to me. Finally tonight, Australian researchers say replacing table salt with a substitute can reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease by about 17%. The Bond University study says reduced sodium, increased potassium substitutes are a good alternative. High salt intake accounts for 10% of all cardiovascular deaths. Which is sobering, but I did like the look of the chips.
Yeah, me too. I sold mine heavily, sadly.
Well, that is our bulletin for this Tuesday. Our current affairs coming up next and updates throughout the evening.
So thanks for your company, and from all of the NBN team, good night. Good night.